Well, hello. Is this live? This is Sam Carrico on the Film Fan Club, no, not Facebook, but YouTube channel, doing a live stream here for the first time because I haven't done any content since February. So that's a little weird. So I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of a before anything gets started. Talk about Mamma Mia. I'm gonna give a little explanation. At my job, I have a personal life. I have and I yeah, have to make money because I don't have make money through YouTube. So also I couldn't the possibility of me making money ever through YouTube was kind of taken away because they changed their algorithm. Not only that, but then they took if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, you can't monetize your videos. So I could no longer monetize my videos. So the possibility and they only really allow much growth in their algorithm through the channels that are monetized already. So it's kind of like it's kind of almost an impossible task to become able to make money on YouTube at this point. So, but that's all boring stuff. Long story short, I got a promotion in my personal life in my real job. Been working on that lately. Haven't had much time to make videos. Haven't had much of the incentive to make videos because of YouTube's changes. But I wanted to talk about Mamma Mia 2 in some capacity on this channel, in one way or another. So basically, without further ado, let's talk about spoilers for Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again. I thought that it was just downright lovely. I thought that the film was fantastic. I did a trailer review reaction kind of thing on this channel, and I thought that in my video it gave me not only what I would want from a movie, which is the reunion, all the cast coming back together, the people from the first film that we all saw in these roles that we loved them in. But it also kind of is doing the X-Men Days of Future Past thing where it's showing us what happened before the first film. It's showing us kind of the backstory of how Donna met Sam, Harry, and Bill, and it's really awesome. I like that aspect of the film. I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would. I don't want to say mostly, but definitely a lot of it had to do with Lily James being the young Donna. I think she was a fantastic addition to this cast. She has a great singing voice. Having her do the title song Mamma Mia was just awesome and a great choice considering the way they did it. The part of the film that it is featured in, it kind of is the completion of her arc in a sense because she's kind of gone through all this stuff by that point, with all the three, her all of her three love interests. So I thought that that was a really smart move. I liked Dancing Queen, the inclusion of that, the way that it kind of felt like your classic rom com, kind of like, oh well, we're gonna throw a party. Oh darn, the party's ruined. Oh wait, they brought the party to us. All the people that we thought weren't gonna come came, and so it's really that's a nice it works. There's a lot of stuff about this that's kind of expected rom-com stuff, but it's passable in that regard. Things like that I like, but what makes it great is not only the ABBA music, not only the cast, but I think the smart way that they brought the cast back together. I was worried going into the film. Are they going to kill Meryl Streep's character off? Is she going to die over the course of the film? Is she going to be dead before the film starts? How is that going to be handled? It is handled, I think, pretty well. They don't talk about how she died. It's just all about how she died a year ago. We miss her. We're trying to get over it, but, we're having a hard time. And I think it kind of made the nostalgia factor of this film just brought up to the next level for me. It made it, I think, a lot better in terms of, I wept a few times in this movie. It made it really I made a meme. I have this group on Facebook called Mamma Mia Posting, and I made a meme in there that says it's the Mr. Krabs, like his world's spinning because he's just, getting his mind blown or whatever, and it says, when you walk into Mamma Mia 2 expecting a guilty pleasure movie, but walk out having seen a loving journey highlighting the unbreakable bond between a mother and daughter, of a journey of love and loss or something like that. It was a funny meme at the time, but I think it really does highlight what I liked about this film is that it really does, through Lily James, her journeys, kind of the culmination of the fact that she kind of feels lost, but she has her daughter eventually in the end, and that's what kind of makes it work, and just it segues so well into I'm not crying right now, I just have something in my eye, but it segues really well into the first film, I think, and also really the way they were able to parallel that with the Sophie getting pregnant and everything, especially in the end. Oh my goodness. I was really wondering how much Meryl Streep we were going to get, where even if they were going to include her other than archive footage. And I kind of made peace with the fact that maybe they weren't by the time we got to the ending. But whenever they parallel the baptisms between Lily James as young Donna getting Sophie baptized, and then Sophie as an adult getting her child baptized, and then when Lily James becomes old Donna and Meryl Streep sings the song, and Sophie like looks at her, she sees like the ghost of her mom, she feels her presence there in that room, and it's a beautiful scene. It really is. I thought that was so well done, and like there's little moments of that throughout the whole movie. And one thing, well, I'll finish talking about that scene first. I just love the way that they sing the song together. It's beautiful. Lily James sings part of the song, really including her. Great way. I mean, and that just shows she did a great job, because otherwise, including her in a duet between Amanda Seyfried and Meryl Streep from the first film would be annoying. But she just did such a good job. She earned her place, I think, in that song by the end. And just to close it out by the ghost or whatever of Donna closing the door, and the brightness just encompasses her, and it like signifies that she's in a better place now. I thought that was a beautiful, very touching way of doing that. And then, shit, this is the beauty of a live stream, folks. I can't edit my thoughts together. But it was just, and then there's a few other things that I was going to talk about, but like right now I'm having such a hard time doing that. Excuse me. A couple other things while I'm just kind of rambling. Pierce Brosnan, I love that they brought him back. I love that he was a great father to Sophie throughout the film. You kind of felt that the presence of that he's been there for the past 10 years taking care of her, and he maybe had to deal with the fact that Donna died. I loved Christine Baranski and Julie Walters as Donna's friends. I even thought their younger counterparts did a fantastic job in the film, capturing the essence. And that's what I liked about the younger kind of, because it's always tricky playing a younger version of another character, because you want to sometimes look exactly like the older character, or like, exactly like a younger version of the older character. But I think what's more important than looking the part necessarily, is capturing the essence, like I said earlier. With Professor Xavier and Magneto, for instance, in the X-Men movies, I think that McAvoy and Fassbender don't necessarily look like Stewart and McKellen, but they do a good job kind of creating their own versions, but also creating a character that you can see thematically and internally, like as a person growing into the person that we recognized from the first few films. And I think that's what Lily James and her two friends did with the older with the Donna and I can't remember her friends characters' names, but they just did a good job feeling like they would grow into those characters that we know so well. And the one thing I think it's funny, there's a moment and they did a really good job paying attention to detail. That's one thing I wanted to mention earlier, is that they like there's a couple moments where I remember in the first film, Pierce Brosnan says that he had a fiance, or he had his own fiance that he was going to marry when he met Donna, but then he went back, he left, and then he broke up with her, then he came right back, but she had left with another guy. But the way they set it up in the film, they could have not included that little tiny detail, but they were able to work it in, and it felt organic of the story. And whenever they did that, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing, because she had already met Bill by that point. But so how is she going to be off with a different guy whenever Sam was the last of the three that she met? But then she went back off with Bill, and so it just works perfectly. The only thing that doesn't necessarily work is in the first film, whenever Meryl Streep sees the three guys again for the first time, they kind of revert back to their younger selves, and their younger selves in the first film look different from their younger selves in this film, just stylistically too, with the makeup choice and everything, and how the rock star. But I think that's funnier, honestly. I think it's funny because obviously they look old as hell in the first film whenever she sees them again for the first time. But so like I think and so it doesn't work anyways. So why does it need to? It doesn't need to necessarily work, but I think it works too, because this is maybe how Meryl Streep assumes these guys are like the biggest, baddest, coolest rock stars ever, and they're really just kind of these plain Jane, normal looking guys, each and every one of them. I think that's kind of funnier, because it's like they're not really these badass rock stars, they're just normal looking white dudes. Like, what? I think that, and then and speaking of the comedy, there's so many good lines, especially with Christine Baranski's character. Excuse me, she has so many good lines. "Be still, my beating, if you know what I mean." That had me in tears. I mean, I laughed, I cried, I went back to laughing from crying, and then the entire time I was just essentially wiping my tears from myself, because I just had such a good time with this film, and I think that in a time where there's so many superhero movies, I hate to be that guy, I know, because I love the superhero movies, I do, but I hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy in a time where there's so many superhero movies, like, and so many Star Wars movies. It's refreshing to have a movie like Mamma Mia come through, and the world's not ending, and it's I know you get a lot of like movies like that in Oscar season, but this is mid-July, okay? And so there's a lot of big blockbusters coming out in a huge sea of blockbusters. It's really refreshing to see Mamma Mia come out and actually do really well at the box office. That's what the most exciting thing is. I'm recording this on a Sunday. I should have actually looked up the projections before it's been a while since I've done this. But it's really exciting to see Mamma Mia do so well, and I'm very excited for. I don't think they should do a third one. I don't want to see a third one. If they did do a third one, wait another 10 years then, because you don't need Donna. You killed off Donna. Lily James. You did that novelty thing once. Unless you're gonna do an entire other movie with no, just don't do a third Mamma Mia film. I think you definitely milked this enough. You milked it just the right amount. Anything more would be too much. And I don't want it. This is a really good score on Rotten Tomatoes, so I mean, you don't want to ruin that. You want to leave on a high note, and I think that they actually have. I was watching the What the Flick review of this, and one of their criticisms was there's no story in this. But it was kind of funny because then later in the review they said, I would have rather seen all these actors just sit around talking than be in this film. And it's like, okay, so do you want a story, or do you want them just to hang out and just have a reunion and do that? Because that's what I thought this movie was a fun reunion. Hey, let's get everybody together and sing some songs and reminisce on on the good times we had in the first film. Give you a little bit of story, whatever, see where they're at now, and have them, grow a little bit more. I thought having Donna die and having the characters come to terms with that was a great story. It doesn't have to necessarily be, again, the world's ending, or we got to fight to make sure that the man doesn't take down the farm or something like that. Sometimes it just has to be growing as a person and dealing with death and dealing with love and loss. And I think that this film did that in a very lighthearted, fun, jokey, guilty pleasure, humorous way, but also it did that. It gave you those emotions, and it gave me that emotions, at least. If you're a fan of this, and if you're going to go into this film maybe like thinking, okay, let's get through the Mamma Mia movie, that's kind of whatever. But if you're actually someone who liked me, who I love ABBA. I like the first film. I like musicals. I want just getting to this movie was everything I wanted out of a Mamma Mia sequel, I gotta say. So judging it based on those merits, I want to give it like an 8 out of 10. Honestly, this is a live stream. I haven't done this in a while. I'm not really a professional film critic anymore, anymore. I was never a professional film critic, but I try. I'm not aspiring really to be right now. So take that as you will. I loved this film, and I don't feel like I'm necessarily the demographic, because I love the Avengers films. I can't wait to go. I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet. I haven't seen Jurassic World yet. I need to go do those maybe Monday. But yeah. What other movies have I seen? Just kind of that's the Mamma Mia part. And what other movies have I seen recently? I've seen I saw Avengers. That was good. I didn't do an Avengers review. I thought Avengers was really good. I can't wait to see what it was ballsy. Avengers was really ballsy. Solo, that was really good, even better than Last Jedi for sure. Yeah, Solo was way better than Last Jedi. I saw the first Purge. That was probably the worst of the series so far. I didn't see the Purge Anarchy, but I'll bet that was better than this one. First one was better. The third one was better. Third one actually had some story to it, so that was kind of cool. First and third one had some story to it. I'll probably go on for another minute talking about this, and then I'll call it quits. But it's been nice to do a live stream. Nobody's watched this yet, but maybe on the replay, a couple people will join in. I understand though, because YouTube's kind of shitty when it comes to that sort of thing. I wasn't gonna try and swear. I think with that, I'll end it. But I've seen a lot of movies. I'm probably not. I don't know what the future for this channel holds. But thank you guys for those of you that have remained subscribed to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one. How can I?